I guess it's really the first time we've had a chance to talk since the special grand jury report came out. Can you say anything you can about that and your thoughts on it?
Well, it was a very comprehensive review with a lot of stakeholders involved. So there was information in there that we were previously unaware of. And so taking that into account and looking forward, we know that we have a lot of issues that we have to address. We know that we need to address them immediately, and we have to restore the faith with the community.
What's the name of the firm you mentioned? There's a firm.
We have not selected a firm. That will be voted on by the board.
What do you say to parents who read that report and have seen everything and don't have faith in you and in leadership and in this school board right now?
I understand. I completely understand. There was a complete breakdown of leadership, and we know that on the board. We know our staff knows that, and we're going to do everything we can to restore trust with the new superintendent, whoever that may be, with our acting superintendent, and with the next school board, which will be elected next year.
What do you tell the parents who think
You're
you're
good. No
part of that
follow, so
problem?
everybody has a chance.
I'm sorry.
No follow, so everybody has a chance. Next question.
Can you explain why the no cause? Why was firing without cause?
The most important thing for us to address was to get LCPS back on track as quickly as possible without any distractions. Ongoing litigation, all kinds of other issues. We had an attorney general who put out a report that did not have any litigation in it. He did not provide us that, and so we're going to move forward as quickly as we could, and the board felt that this was the important first step.
Speaking for yourself, why did you think it was the right decision to terminate Dr. Ziegler?
I think it was a question of restoring trust to the community. I felt that the board certainly was challenged without having all the information available to make the necessary decisions to manage the division.
Do you think Ashley Ellis should be fired too, or anyone else in that report?
Until we have time to evaluate fully the 91 pages of that report, I'm not going to make any comments on that.
Ian Surratt.
Again, one question at a time. Next one will follow, then get the follows.
How much more time do you need to review the report?
Well, I mean, it's going
It's
to be
been
done.
18 months,
Okay,
right?
Press first. You're not pressed, correct?
I heard from the community that school board would owe Ziegler $1 million severance pay. That's why the school board couldn't fire Ziegler. So were you waiting for this particular timing that the grand jury report is out to fire him now? Apparently,
We were not waiting for any specific time or factor. This was a compilation of all the factors of the timing of the information that was available to us. Again, the board has made decisions based on the information available at hand. Obviously, there were some things in the grand jury report that we were unaware of that caught us by surprise.
Did you ever feel that you were personally misled by the individuals who were named in that? Because you said you learned some things.
I think that the board was misled, and I would agree with that, yes.
There are some in the community who believe the school board knew what was in that grand jury report, or at least much of that information. Even a former school board member said that much.
Well, there's no doubt that we knew some of the information in there. Absolutely no doubt. But there were factors in there, significant factors, that we were completely unaware of.
Which ones?
I'm not going to get into the discussion on that.
Ian Sorokin.
Okay, well,
I'm
again,
not going to
Nick,
get into that either. I look forward to working with Dr. Smith and moving forward and trying to make our school division great and restoring trust from the community. I will say that on this coming Tuesday during the school board meeting that we have, our entire work session is devoted to reviewing the recommendations from the grand jury report and looking to make improvements and move forward from there.
Are you going to run for school board chair?
I'm not going to comment on that at this time.
Will the independent review be released even in a redacted version?
The independent, are you talking about
Well,
the
report that you
preliminary
guys did,
report?
the one that the school board did.
We'll have to talk about that in closed session and determine with legal advice how to move forward with that. But there is certainly, there was certainly information there that, outside of the report that we received previously that impacted our discussions and impacted the actions that we took on Tuesday night.
The actions you took tonight, who approached whom about the acting superintendent? Did you reach out to him or vice versa?
Mr. Sorokin and I reached out to Dr. Smith because there were several factors. Number one is we've had the opportunity to observe him closely as Chief of Staff. He was not present during any of the incidents that occurred. He has provided leadership within the division and continued to work forward as we've been in utter turmoil. So he's been an important stabilization factor, and we view him as a perfect acting superintendent while we begin the search for a full-time superintendent.
And there was strong board consensus that he was the right person for the job.
How important are the next 6 months as you go into this process to attract a quality candidate who might otherwise be looking at Loudon like, oh, you know, it's been messy there for a couple
It
years?
has been messy, and so one of the actions that we took tonight is the first step to trying to demonstrate the fact that Loudoun County is eager to solve the problems that we've addressed and to move on and to get back to education where we've been known nationally as a leading school division. So we are losing that discussion right now because we are caught in turmoil. We need to correct the issues and we need to move on.
Can we hear from Dr. Smith about his priorities?
We can, Chair Morris has a hard stop because
Yes.
of town hall, I believe.
So I'm going to head out. Thank you.
We can bring Dr. Smith down.